Welcome back to the finale of What If Anakin Told Obi-Wan About Palpatine. Thank you to all of you who watched either of the first two parts of this video. To recap what happened in those episodes in the event you haven't seen them, Anakin telling Obi-Wan had made the Jedi more patient, with evidence of his creation of the clone army and the collaboration with the Separatists. Anakin also discovered that Palpatine had lied to him about Padme, but as they are about to move in for an arrest, Padme's ship explodes, and the fate of the Senator and her new children are in the balance. Anakin used the Force to project himself further, and felt himself moving away from the Temple's foundations as he homed in on the ruined Naboo starskiff. Coruscant's rescue operatives were working on putting out the fire, but Anakin's presence shook them from the ground as he marched to the wreckage and lifted pieces away into the levels below. The Jedi Knight immediately summons clone medics to the scene as the other Jedi arrive to investigate the cause of the explosion. Their immediate suspicions point to Palpatine, and deciding that now was the perfect time to move for a capture, they barge into his office and search through the ornate rooms to look for him. With no trace of the Sith, they all converge on his desk and find a recent transmission to the bounty hunter Cad Bane asking for Senator Amidala to be eliminated, as he knew that it would anger Anakin. Turning to face the Jedi Knight, he accepted the incoming transmission from the ground below, and it was from one of the clone troopers, stating that the children were nowhere to be found. Palpatine had hidden the location of the powerful Force sensitives in his conversation with Bane, so the Jedi ran to the Grand Republic medical facility to see if the recovering Padme knew anything of their location. Despite being wounded, the Senator is as angry as Anakin and demands for the Jedi to spread their forces to find her missing children. The Jedi have no hints to work from until the ship of Ahsoka arrives through the atmosphere, having finally breached the seemingly invisible barrier created by Palpatine. The captured Maul is moved from his cage and placed in front of the Jedi in the Republic military base, where they begin to interrogate the Zabrak for possible clues. Maul cackled at the Jedi for their continued inability to remain a step behind his old master, and he ominously muttered that Sidious was about to sink the galaxy into darkness. The Jedi looked at each other in terror as the Sith Lord had left to expose Luke and Leia to the dark side, and they divided themselves for a galaxy-wide search. With the Senators voting out Palpatine as the Supreme Chancellor, the clones were free from their control, and they were able to join the Jedi. Anakin, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka are tasked with going to Dathomir, where they heard that the Sith had completed a massacre over the clan, and when they descended through the red mist, the stench of darkness could be felt through the entire crew. The three Jedi assigned a small division of clone troopers to speed up their pursuit when Anakin heard a scream from the ruins of the old Night Sister lair. The Jedi Knight leapt above the murky swamps to the centre circle and found the twins being placed on a stone slab where Sidious was above them, performing an ancient Sith ritual with the cauldron beside him. Dragging Luke and Leia away from the grip of the Sith, Anakin is met by a glare from Palpatine with immense hatred and used the cauldron to fire a wave of Sith magic at the Jedi. Blocking the attack with his lightsaber, he gave his children to Commander Rex before he branded Palpatine to be a traitor. The Sith Lord looked amusingly at Anakin, remarking that the Jedi would soon be viewed as the traitors, as he executed Order 66. The silence on the battlefield was what the Jedi wanted to hear, as those on Coruscant had successfully foiled one of Palpatine's plans, so the Sith was forced to use his lightsaber. With his spare blade in his other hand, he furiously attacked Anakin, branding him a shadow of what he could have been under his own training, but the Jedi refused to fall for the manipulation of the Sith again, and with one ferocious slash, the Sith's eyes looked down at his slowly decaying body. Obi-Wan and Ahsoka had arrived to witness Sidious disappear, with his body sinking beneath the waters, before they informed the other council members that the Sith had fallen. Returning to Coruscant, the Kaminoans and Separatists are placed in front of a reform tribunal and are sentenced for their crimes, whilst the Jedi had recovered some of their reputation that they had lost during the Clone War. Mace Windu resigned from his position on the council after showing displeasure at the reforms to the Jedi Code, and Anakin is finally made a Jedi Master. That is it for What If Anakin Told Obi-Wan About Palpatine. If you enjoyed this What If, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.